Check this out. We're on the way back from Scottsdale after spring training, and big news just dropped. The Los Angeles Chargers let Joey Bosa go, which means he's now a free agent. He's 29 and a really good defensive end. Of course, everyone's already talking about Joey Bosa maybe joining his brother Nick Bosa with the 49ers. Could it happen? Should the 49ers go for it, or maybe pass? There's a lot to think about here. The 49ers really want another strong player to help Nick Bosa rush the quarterback. They're trying to make their defensive line even better this offseason. But John Lynch said they also want players who are younger and don't cost as much money. Going after Joey Bosa doesn't really fit that plan. He's older and will probably be expensive. We don't know how much he'll cost, and we don't know if he's excited to play on the same team as his brother. Joey's earned a ton of money playing football. He's probably made over $150 million just from playing on the field. Does he really need to make a bunch more in his last NFL contract? I heard some folks say he might play another 5 or 6 years, and that's just crazy. Nick Bosa or Joey Bosa? Well, they'll probably play for about 3 more years, maybe 2 really good years, and then 1 more just for fun before they're done. I'd guess they've got 2 or 3 years left, maybe 4 if we're lucky. He's really good at stopping the run, one of the top 20 defensive ends in the league, actually. Pro Football Focus, PFF, says he's ranked 18th for run defense, so you know he's solid and doesn't mess up much. He's great at holding his ground and stopping runners from getting outside, which makes him super important on the defensive line. He's strong, smart, and always knows where to be. Everything you need to stop the run. Now, imagine teaming him up with Joey Bosa. That could be huge for the Niners. With Nick Bosa crushing it on one side and Joey holding his own on the other, they'd be unstoppable. They'd control the line, stop runs, and make things really hard for other teams. Trying to run against them? Total nightmare. Making a move like this could really get both Bosa brothers pumped up to play their best this season. Those guys are super competitive, and if you put the right players around them, they could get even better. But this kind of move only works if you also add more strong players to the defensive line during the draft to make a solid team. When John Lynch talks, it sounds like the 49ers want to get younger, save money, and add lots of depth in important spots. I think they're planning to bring in a bunch of players, maybe 15 to 20, counting all the draft picks and undrafted free agents they sign later. It's all about building a strong team for the future while staying good right now. What if the Niners got Joey Bosa and picked up a bunch more defensive linemen, like 4 or 5 tackles or ends? That would totally change their defense. I think Joey would be awesome with the team system. He's really good at stopping runs and going after the quarterback. Plus, can you imagine how pumped he'd be playing with his brother Nick Bosa? That kind of teamwork could make their defense super tough to beat. The big question is, how much money does Joey want? He's been making a ton of cash these past few years, like $34 million. If he wants that kind of money again, it's hard to see how the Niners could pay him with their tight budget. They'd have to make some tough choices to make it happen. But if Joey is okay with taking less money so he can play with his brother and go for a championship, this could be really exciting for the team. Guess we'll see what happens. The 49ers just don't have the money to pay him a big salary right now. Their budget is tight, and they need to focus on younger players for the future. Plus, he's getting older, and teams usually don't want to spend a ton of money on guys who might be near the end of their best years. If he wants a big paycheck, it's probably not going to happen with the 49ers. But if he's okay with taking less money because he really wants to play with a star like Nick Bosa, then maybe something could work out. He's one of those players who doesn't always get noticed, but he's super good at what he does. His skills and experience could really help a team if he finds the right fit. I think he could do awesome with the 49ers. Their system and players could make him even better. And yeah, he's getting older, but I bet he's still got 2 or 3 strong years left. That could be huge for a team trying to win big now. If they gave him a 2-year contract for $20 million, so $10 million a year, it wouldn't be a bad deal for what he can still do. The problem is, I don't know if the team can actually afford to pay him that much, especially with the salary cap and other players to think about. Even though $10 million a year feels like a little more than I'd want to spend on him now, it's probably a fair price for what he brings with his skills, leadership, and experience. This is such a cool topic to talk about. A lot of people who just watch football for fun are going to love this because it's about some really big players. You might know the name Oladipo, but when someone says Nick Bosa, now that gets everyone excited. Oh, and don't forget Joey Bosa, who's also a big star. Just hearing their names makes any team talk way more exciting. Bringing Nick Bosa onto the team doesn't mean you can't still build up the defensive line during the draft. In fact, it might give you even more cool options to work with. I love the thought of Nick and Joey having some fun competition. pushing each other to play their best. They're both so good in their own way, and they'd make a great team. Picture this. Nick comes in strong on first and second downs, using his speed and power to mess up plays. Then, on third downs, Joey slides over to play defensive tackle, giving the line a whole new twist. Watching these two play together, each doing their own thing but working as a team, would be so exciting for fans. And, for other teams, total nightmare. This could really take the defense to a whole new level and make games way more fun to watch. What if they got Oladipo and signed Joey Bosa to the team? Joey Bosa would be a total game changer. He could rush the quarterback on first and second downs, using his speed and strength to mess up plays right away. Then on third downs, they could switch things up by putting a bigger player in the middle to block everything up. Joey could move inside to go up against guards, which would be way easier for him, while Oladipo takes the outside with his quick moves and pass rushing skills. With Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, Olafemi, Oladipo, and one more awesome player all rushing at the quarterback, it would be crazy. The mix of power, speed, and smart moves would keep the offense super confused, and the quarterback would be running for his life. I think this plan would work great and make the defense almost unbeatable. Can you imagine the Bosa brothers playing together? It would be awesome. The energy they'd bring and the way they'd work together would be amazing. Nick and Joey Bosa crushing it on the defensive line would make the 49ers defense super scary for any team. I can totally see Joey Bosa stepping in as a defensive tackle on those big third down plays, kind of like how the Niners used Arden Key a few years ago. Joey's really strong and versatile, so he'd be perfect for that role. He's great at breaking through the pocket to get to the quarterback, and he's also awesome at stopping the run. He'd be a huge help to the defense and a total headache for any offense. This idea sounds pretty awesome. Joey Bosa wouldn't just bring skill to the team, but he'd also bring big-time energy that could get the players and fans really excited. But if Joey wants to get a bunch of teams fighting over him to raise his price, the 49ers might have a hard time keeping up. They've already spent a lot of money on other players, so adding Joey's contract might be tough with their budget. Still, if they could figure it out, seeing the Bosa brothers play together would be amazing for 49ers fans. Just thinking about it is so cool. Right now, they're looking for players who are younger, cheaper, and don't get hurt as much. They want to build a team that's strong but doesn't cost a ton of money. Joey Bosa is super talented, but he doesn't quite fit that plan since he makes a lot and has had some injuries. Still, they might think about him if he's okay with taking a big pay cut. That might not be too crazy. He's already made a lot of money in his career. Plus, playing on the same team as his brother would be pretty awesome and might even mean more to him than the money. Maybe his family really wants the brothers to play on the same team, and that could make a big difference in what he decides. If playing with his brother is a dream, and he's willing to take a big discount to join the 49ers, then for sure, they should go for it. It would be such a cool story, and it might even make the whole team feel closer. But if they have to pay him $12 million a year or more, it might not be worth it. In that case, they'd probably skip it and stick with the younger, cheaper guy who might be a better deal for the team later on. They'll have to figure out how to balance feelings and smart money choices. Over the next few days, everyone's going to be talking about what's next for him. How good he still is if he wants to keep playing, and if a team like the 49ers might pick him up. I really think he'd be awesome for the team. The 49ers play defense in a way that fits Joey perfectly, and he'd fit right in with their tough but friendly vibe. What do you think? Let me know, and don't forget to check out the next video.